Happiness is a state of mind. 8 keynotes. 1. Happiness begins within, not around you. Your thoughts shape your emotional reality. Gratitude transforms ordinary days into joyful moments. Letting go is the gateway to inner peace. Parpesen kills contentment. 6. Living in the present unlocks lasting joy.
Choosing. Choosing meaning over pleasure builds true happiness.
Happiness grows when you serve others selflessly. Introduction. What if I told you that the joy you're chasing isn't on the other side of your next accomplishment? That the peace you're praying for isn't waiting in a distant relationship, a new car, or even a promotion? You see, for too long, we've been sold the lie that happiness is somewhere out there, hidden in the perfect life we've yet to build. But today, I want to shake that narrative, because the truth is much simpler and much more powerful. Happiness is a state of mind. We live in a world addicted to validation, drowning in distractions, and constantly comparing. And yet, with all our progress and all our possessions, depression and dissatisfaction have become modern epidemics. Isn't it strange that in the age of abundance, happiness seems more elusive than ever? That should tell you something. It's not about what you have, but how you think. Real happiness doesn't come from the outside in, it flows from the inside out. Many people spend their entire lives waiting for the right moment to be happy. I'll be happy when I get married, when I lose weight, when I get that dream job. But life doesn't wait. The clock keeps ticking, and the truth is, if you can't find peace in the now, you'll never find it in the later. Because happiness is not a destination, it's a decision. And that decision starts in the mind. So if you're tired of chasing, tired of waiting, and tired of pretending, this message is for you. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through a powerful truth, how to reclaim your joy, master your mindset, and live from a place of unshakable happiness no matter your circumstances. Don't miss a word. This might just change your life. Keynote 1. Happiness begins within, not around you. We've been trained to look outward for happiness. From childhood, we're taught to associate joy with rewards, birthdays, vacations, new toys, and approval from others. As we grow, the toys become cars, houses, relationships, and career achievements. And somewhere along the way, we begin to believe a subtle but destructive lie, that happiness is something we find, something we earn, something that must be pursued in the outside world. But the truth couldn't be more opposite. Happiness begins within you. It is not something that your environment creates for you. It is something you cultivate within your mind. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone with very little material wealth smiling more brightly than those who seem to have everything? How often do we hear stories of people who reach the pinnacle of success only to confess they still feel empty inside? That's because happiness doesn't start with what you possess. It starts with how you perceive. You can change cities, change relationships, change your income, and still feel stuck in the same emotional rut. Why? Because the problem isn't your environment. It's your internal programming. If you carry a storm inside your mind, no amount of sunshine outside can make you feel warm. Until you heal your thoughts, until you recognize that happiness is an inside job, you'll always be at the mercy of circumstances. You must begin with self-awareness. Ask yourself, what are the narratives I'm constantly telling myself? Are they life-giving or are they limiting? Your inner dialogue shapes your mood, your behavior, and ultimately your experience of life. If your thoughts are constantly saying, I'm not enough, I'll never make it, others have it better than me, then your emotions will reflect that negativity. But when you start to shift those narratives, even slowly, you begin to access a deep reservoir of peace. This isn't about toxic positivity. It's not about pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about taking responsibility for the one thing you can always control, your mind. Life will throw challenges, and yes, pain is inevitable, but suffering, that's a choice. You suffer when you believe that your external life must be perfect in order for you to feel peace inside. You stop suffering when you realize peace can exist even in the storm. Meditation, prayer, journaling, solitude. These are not just trendy wellness activities. They're powerful tools that help you turn inward, align your spirit, and recenter your thoughts. When you practice being still, you begin to realize that your mind is noisy, but it's also trainable. You don't have to believe every anxious thought. You don't have to obey every fear. You have the power to rewire the mental blueprint you live by. And once you start this journey inward, everything begins to shift. You stop blaming, you stop waiting. You stop outsourcing your joy to other people and external outcomes. You realize that no one else is responsible for your emotional well-being. not your partner, not your boss, not even your past. The power has been in your hands and your mind all along. So if you truly want to be happy, stop searching out there. Sit with yourself. Listen to your thoughts. Transform them. Because when the inside is whole, the outside doesn't have to be perfect. That's where freedom begins. That's where peace lives. And that's where happiness becomes not just a feeling, but a way of being. Keynote 2. Your thoughts shape your emotional reality. Your thoughts are not just passing clouds in the sky. They are the architects of your emotions. What you think consistently, you feel consistently. If you feed your mind fear, you will feel anxious. If you dwell on lack, you will feel empty. But when you begin to feed your mind with truth, gratitude, and possibility, joy becomes your natural response. Train your mind and your emotions will follow. Keynote 3, gratitude transforms ordinary days into joyful moments. Gratitude is not a feeling, it's a habit. When you learn to see the beauty in the mundane, you unlock joy in the moments others overlook. A simple meal, a kind word, a deep breath. These can all bring happiness when you're aware. Gratitude rewires your brain to focus on abundance rather than lack, creating a cycle of inner joy regardless of what's happening outside. Keynote 4. Letting go is the gateway to inner peace. You cannot be happy while holding on to bitterness. Whether it's resentment, regret, or revenge, the things you refuse to release are the chains keeping you bound. Forgiveness isn't just for the person who hurt you, it's for your own freedom. Letting go allows your heart to breathe again. And where there is peace, happiness will follow. Keynote 5. Comparison kills contentment. Social media has made it easier than ever to compare our behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. But comparison is a thief. It steals joy, gratitude, and perspective. When you measure your life by someone else's progress, you lose sight of your own blessings. True happiness comes when you stay in your lane and celebrate your journey. Keynote 6. Living in the present unlocks lasting joy. So many people are stuck in the past or anxious about the future, but life is only ever lived in the now. The present moment is where peace exists. Learn to be here, not in yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's uncertainties. When you are fully present, you see more, feel more, and live more. And happiness becomes not something distant, but something alive in this very moment. Keynote 7. Choosing meaning over pleasure builds true happiness. Pleasure is momentary. Meaning is lasting. A life built on chasing highs will always crash. But when you pursue a life of meaning, rooted in purpose, values, and service, your happiness becomes anchored. It's no longer based on how good life feels, but on how aligned your life is with what truly matters. Keynote 8. Happiness grows when you serve others selflessly. The secret to lasting joy is giving, not out of obligation, but from overflow. When you shift your focus from self to service, something powerful happens. Your problems shrink, your perspective expands, and your heart fills with purpose. Serving others reminds you that your life has meaning, and there's nothing more joyful than that. Conclusion: happiness is not a prize you win after achieving enough, having enough, or being enough. It is a state of mind that you can choose today, right now. No matter what you're facing, no matter what's missing, you have the power to shape your thoughts, to guard your heart, and to claim your joy. Life may not always be easy, but peace is still possible, and happiness is still within reach. So stop waiting, stop searching, and start living. Because the happiest people aren't those who have the best of everything. They're the ones who make the best of everything they have. Thank you for listening. May you choose joy every day, no matter what comes your way.